Push.
Oh, we are live.
Well, there was a technical issue in the start. We were delayed by 3 to 4 minutes, but we have lots to discuss today. So, welcome everyone, our viewers, our panelists, Akshay Mukhopadhyay, who has been yesterday to the KD Jadhav Hall for the boxing finals, Devashi Sen, and of course, Boria Majumdar. Boria, I every day start with you, but today I'll go to Akshay. Yesterday, how was the ambience? And today also we have four finals of India: two boxing, one badminton, and one WPL. So lots to discuss. Akshay, you first. How was the ambience there?
It was quite an experience being there. There were not a there was it was not a huge turnout in terms of the number of people who came there. Say would be close to say 700 to 1,000. And but the point is they made so much of noise. They were so much involved in what was going on, and the way they kept egging on the Indian competitors, that it became a very memorable experience for everybody, and also for the Indian boxers who won those gold medals, Neetu and Sweetie. And it was quite, I mean, the involvement of the crowd, the passionate behavior of the crowd, that was a very welcome sign, I would say, because normally you do not associate this kind of passionate behavior from spectators in boxing, in women's boxing. So Delhi quite actually lived up to the reputation of being a city which appreciates sports, irrespective of which sport it is. And we had seen this in January also, when the same place, same venue was packed for the India Open Badminton Championship.
Yeah.
And it was great to be there. Actually, I mean, it was the people were so involved. I mean, there is something about being present, just being present, and there is something else about being so committed to a cause. So that is what we witnessed yesterday, which was great to see. Yeah, Rohan.
Absolutely. Boria, we are moving towards a sporting nation. Every sport is getting the due respect, the due attention that they deserve. Total gala, so much lights. Your thoughts on yesterday's final?
Yeah, I mean, first you asked me the question about multi-sporting nation. We are still a distance away from it because you need more fandom. But yes, the process has started. And you know, when the political class gets involved, and I am not a political person at all. I mean, everybody knows that. It is important. The Prime Minister tweeting about Saviti, the Prime Minister tweeting about Neetu, the political class celebrating the boxers. These things make an impact. I mean, I'm sure Prime Minister Modi in Mann Ki Baat today will refer these people. You know, that is what makes a difference to the country. Olympic sport, all of a sudden, it's alive. What Athreya was saying was fabulous to see. Vijender present there. If you see Sanjeev Samial, the government's foremost economist, is continuously retweeting stories from boxing. So that's the story. People are involved now, and Satvik Chirag, every single day, if you see the moment, you and I were joking about it, that till day before it was on YouTube, yesterday it was on Geo Cinema. Why? Because clearly the matches have value as a result of which the broadcaster has taken notice. So, and I loved it. Every sport, the more people like us, see, Athreya is a pedigreed senior journalist. Today, when Athreya and Rajaraman go there was, I was watching a interview of Saviti on India Today and Aaj Tak. These are established media houses. The more they cover, the more we cover, it's great for the sport. It is tremendous. And the money, some 80 lakhs or whatever you were telling me, now that is serious money for the winner. 80 lakhs for the winner, 40 lakhs for the runner-up, plus government money. This is viable. The more you see money coming in, media happening, glare happening, Prime Minister getting in, fantastic for the sport.
Absolutely. We'll talk about the game, but Devashish, on Buriada's note, the money, the glare, the glamour that we are seeing, 80 lakhs, actually $100,000, $50,000 and $25,000. So this much prize money the players are getting, the corporate support, Mahindra, backing the tournaments. Your thoughts on that? How important is this going forward? And and we the day before we were talking, Buryada was talking about. I see at least two gold medals coming in. Yesterday only we saw two gold medals. Today we have another two. Your thoughts on our pugilists?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's a giant step means towards India becoming a sporting nation. Means because that is what we all want. Means to for in as Buria the right said, yes, yeah, we still need a lot more fandom. Means when it comes to Olympic sports, we are still quite a few distance away. But as you said, $50,000 Can you imagine for a
Fifty
boxing fight?
thousand for the runners
100,000.
up. 100,000 for
100,000.
the winner.
100 means I have never thought means such amount means obviously it's a world championship but then and imagine with now with the corporates coming in as with the JSW or other corporates coming in so I think this is very good sign for Indian sports and we are on the right track because if you look at Paris Olympics is next year so these are things which will definitely boost the sporting fraternity as a whole.
Absolutely. Atyota, yesterday we were seeing the bouts in phone, in laptops. We're seeing the broadcast, but you are there. So describe the Nitu's bout, Savati's bout from the ground. How actually it felt from the ground. How describe it? Describe the experience.
See, Nitu was probably more dominant than Sweetie, and Nitu's was a unanimous verdict, and Sweetie's was a split verdict. And Sweetie's opponent was the Chinese opponent. She was taller actually. They were competing in the 75 to 81 kilo category, and the Chinese opponent was taller than Nitu, and she was a left-hander. And Nitu countered that quite well. I mean, Nitu kept right hand guard and left hand attack and I mean, sorry, Sweetie, and that was Sweetie, sorry, and
Yeah.
it was a fairly close bout. I mean, I was not sure. I mean, sitting over there, I was not sure that who was going to win, and but there was something that's funny. Something very funny happened. I mean, the moment the third round came to a close, uh, Sweetie started celebrating before the results were declared. So that gave an indication that okay, she might have just clinched it, and it turned out to be so. And it was absolute ruckus after that. I mean, when she was declared the winner, there was
Yeah.
absolute bedlam over there. And coming back to Neetu, I think Neetu's was a more convincing performance in the sense that she was quite dominant and she dictated terms and she was right on the up from the beginning and landing punches. I mean, those are crucial points. And to have a unanimous verdict in a world championship final is a massive achievement, and which is what she did. And although this is not an Olympic qualifier event, I mean, this World Boxing Championship is not an Olympic qualifier event.
Yeah.
But what it will work, what it will work as is that it will be a massive confidence booster for the Indian contingent, and it will give them a lot of hope that okay, now they will um, do as well or better at the highest stage. Rohan.
Absolutely. Buryada, do you think Nitu has been the best boxer so far in this tournament? Because comparing all other Indian boxers, three RSCs yesterday in final, five in unanimous decision. That fight against Nikhat Zarin for the World Cup spot will be a match to watch out for. Do you think you will keep Nitu at the top of this competition for India?
Firstly, let me just sort of address Atrel's point about Sweetie celebrating. That is a ploy. You know, if you watch boxing closely over the years, the moment a match ends, they start celebrating to put pressure on the judges and put pressure. So that's also a kind of a ploy that some boxers adopt. Not that it has any impact on the judges, it has impact on the crowd because the crowd goes bonkers. And when it goes to evaluation, that is when it can have that micro 1% impact because then you have two more along with the five judges. You also have the referee and there's one evaluator more, so seven people evaluating. That's where something like that can have impact. Okay, so that's something that I have seen over the years. Like in the case of Mary Kom in Tokyo, Mary actually thought she had won, and when I was interviewing her 45 minutes later, I was the one who actually told her, आपके खिलाफ गया है verdict. She was still thinking she had won because the referee had put her hand up or something like that. It was a total ruckus there, total, complete madness. Okay,
Yeah.
so these things happen. Number two, you asked me about Neetu. Look, we have to put things in context. And what is the context? If it is an Olympic category, the competition will be hard. So if you really want to understand which is the best Indian boxer, it is Nikhat. Because first, she is the only one who is playing 6 bouts. Number one. Number two, in Nikhat's case, because it's an Olympic category, people from the 45 to 48 have gone up and people from the 53 to have come down. So you have a number of world champions, silver medal winners, gold medal winners, Olympic winners. All of them have been clubbed together in that 150 kilograms. Her quarter finalist was a winner. Her semi finalist, that Valencia girl, was a
Yeah.
former Olympic medalist and a former world championship medalist. So if you really go through the lineup, you will see, because it is an Olympic category, it was the most difficult category. As a result, if she goes on to win today, her credit is that little. I mean, Neetu was spectacular, but because it's an Olympic category, you've got to give that one extra point to that category.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Devashish, coming to you, today's bouts, Lovelina and Nikhat Zarin. Uh, how excited are you for this bout? Lovelina, former Olympic medalist, Nikhat Zarin defending the title. That's an added motivation for her in front of the home crowd. Your thoughts on today's bouts?
Yeah, because Nikhat will be facing 2 times Asian champions from Vietnam, so that will be
Yeah.
tough. But and also, Lovelina will also have a tough opponent in the Australian Commonwealth against twice champions, Kathleen Parker. So I think both the bouts will be very tough, but the form need to the promise need to
Nikhat.
Nikhat has in so far in the tournament. I think she will have the crowd support.
Yeah.
As all will agree, she will have the crowd support. So I think that will cheer him more, and she has that added motivation of winning the world championship twice, which will be another big motivation for us. So I think if you ask me, I think Lovelina will have a little bit difficult opponent in that Australian, because Boriada will be a better person to tell. But I think in Nikhat and the improvement she has gone through means in the last 1 year or so, I think
Yeah.
she will definitely be the favorites.
I
Okay.
actually agree. I actually agree, because in the Australian, Atrev will be there. Atrev will see this Australian boxer is very, very aggressive. Very aggressive. I mean, watch out for her. She's extremely aggressive, this Australian boxer. Number two, she sort of comes in fast and starts hitting. So you have to watch out from the start what approach she adopts. Coming to Nikhat, I call Nikhat and Neeraj Chopra two Zen athletes now. They're almost spiritual. I mean, because I talk to them very often. I mean, I talk to both these fellows, I talk to their families and coaches. They will give you a sense that these two are very kind of spiritual. There is money, there is a distraction, media, glamour, Salman Khan, nothing matters. When you're in that zone, for these two at least, nothing matters. So Nikhat is that next generation aspirational star who is brilliant. So I would absolutely put my bet on Nikhat and say that for Lovelina it's slightly difficult.
Okay. Astroda, your thoughts on that? You will put Nikhat ahead of this in today.
Well, when you're talking about the reigning world champion, you have to say that she is the favorite. I mean, there is no doubt about that. And because she has been there, done that, she came through a very, very challenging phase in her career. I mean, she had to compete with Mary Kom, and eventually she did succeed her in the most appropriate manner by winning the world championship. And there she is again. I mean, one step away from a second world championship crown. So you have to say she is a favorite. And about Lovelina, well, she has had to settle for bronze when it comes to the bigger stages. I mean, she has 2 World Championship bronze medals and Olympic bronze medal. It means that she is there. I mean, she is among the top. She's not the very best yet. So today is a chance, yes, to script something different and to show the world, to show to the world that she means serious business. I mean, we have to laud her for her consistency. I mean,
Absolutely.
she is already assured of a third world championship medal. And how many athletes from any sport do you have in India who can speak of that kind of record? I mean, I'm sure there are we all know the names who all have done that, but there are not many.
Yeah.
So, as far as Lavlina goes, she has to prove that okay, she is not among the best. She is the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
just to add to what Atreyo said, she's moved up a category. She's
Yeah,
6 kilos. She's fighting in
yeah,
75.
yeah,
She's put
yeah.
on muscle. It's a different category. More credit to her. It's not easy. Nikhat coming down from 52 to 50. Lavlina going up to 75. These are difficult things in boxing. So you've got to give her that much extra credit for being able to do what she's done and made the final.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
And,
it's a big jump. It's a big jump. I
I
mean,
just
from
want to
69
ask
to
Boriada.
75.
I just want to ask Boriada, Neetu's approach last. Obviously, Atruda was also present there. So Neetu's approach yesterday in the final, she was offensive right from the start. Her court movement was at the best. So this is somewhat some kind of approach that both Nikhat and Lavlina needs to take. Means be on
See,
the
Neetu
offensive.
has forever been aggressive. If you watch Neetu's career, in fact, I will say she was an unidimensional aggressive boxer till some months back who could not defend. She would go on the attack. In fact, in the semi-final, you must watch the semi-final. It will give you an idea. She went on the attack and immediately she realized that the attack didn't work because the opponent was prepared for that and the opponent retreated, counterpunched, pushed her back. Neetu lost the first round 3-2. Had it been the Neetu of 1 year back, she would have lost that bout. Immediately, she re-strategized, came back stronger in the second round, was doing counter-punching, changed her strategy, and it was a different boxing game. So that's what you need to. She has been a unidimensional boxer in the past who attack, and then nothing. Now she's a changed person. That gives me a lot of hope about her. And that's why I said, I mean, Nikhat versus Neetu for that Olympic qualification, where I still rate Nikhat higher and Nikhat better, but that will be some contest because Neetu is one who is definitely on the improving curve and will challenge. But that's the best part, isn't it? Two of your very best wanting that one spot, like Vinesh and Antim, Neetu and Nikhat. Probably Nikhat will go through because again she is super. And you know we while we celebrate boxers and all this, please also give credit to the federation because in our country the federation gets kicked every time. It's a thankless job. You only get like an umpire. You make a mistake, you are noticed. Look at the way the BFI media has worked, sending footage,
Absolutely.
sending videos, doing stuff. The president being there, getting in corporate money, pushing the boxers. You know, credit where due. Good stuff.
Absolutely. And as we move to badminton, I would love to share some of the. Yes, yesterday we saw the on our social media handles, but let's not. Let's see once again. Vijender Singh was there, another champion, wishing another champion. So can we please have Vijender Singh's
मेरी तरफ से
clip?
नीतू घनघस को बहुत सारी बधाई। मैंने मैच देखा, बहुत कमाल का था, बहुत बेहतरीन था और जिस तरीके से उसने प्ले किया, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट, जिस कॉन्फिडेंस में थी, बहुत अच्छा गेम प्ले था उसका और बहुत खुशी हुई कि वो लड़की भिवानी की है, हमारे हरियाणा की है, हिंदुस्तान की है। तो मैं चाहूँगा कि वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप का गोल्ड को बधाई और अगला टारगेट ओलंपिक का है, अगले साल ओलंपिक है, अगले साल ओलंपिक में गोल्ड लेके आए। तो आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
So the former champions celebrating the current champions. So these things also matter. The bigger names coming to support, absolutely. And Deepak Huda, Saviti's better half, he was also there to celebrate. We saw his clip yesterday morning. Absolutely fantastic stories. You were talking about Ajay Singh, the federation. Ajay Singh also wished the champions. Can we please have that before we move to badminton?
It is an incredible day for boxing in India, for the Boxing Federation of India, and for all the people of India. I want to congratulate our two wonderful boxers, Neetu and Sweetie, who won gold medals, their very first World Championship medals. And I'm sure these are not the last. I'm sure that both Neetu and Sweetie will continue to win medals for the country, including Olympic medals, and make India proud.
Fantastic. And another final, Satvik and Chirag. Buryada. But yesterday they played around 8:30 Indian time. Today they will be playing 4 p.m. Indian time. The gap is getting smaller. Back to back 4 matches. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the day before they played at 2 a.m. in the morning, and then they played at 8:30. So the recovery time was 16 hours. Today it's even less. So imagine what the body is going through, and each match has gone to a decider. 70 minutes, 75 minutes. Yesterday I thought was 69 minutes. Each match has gone 3 sets. And Ong and Theo, I mean, they are good pairs. If you check the head-to-head, it's 3-3 against this Chinese Taipei pair. And each of the last few matches, if I remember right, all of the matches have gone to the decider. But these two are champions. I mean, yesterday you and I were watching together the power that these fellows generate. Satvik is a beast with his smashes. Chirag is fantastic at the nets. The way Chirag was retrieving some of the shuttles yesterday was tremendous to see, and his celebration. That's typical Chirag. That scream and that carnal scream and that bandana. He's the new age Indian star, Chirag Shetty. I mean, so it'll be fun. And if Satvik wins it, you will see that Natu Natu dance, because they will 100% do that Natu Natu dance on court if they win. I had a chat with Chirag very late last night, and I sort of wished Chirag all the very best. But I'm pretty sure that you will see that Natu Natu dance. They are one pair. They're there. I mean, they might lose today, but they're there. They are one of the top few in the world who have every chance of winning an Olympic medal.
Absolutely. Devashi, your smile says something. Yes, go on.
Yeah, we discussed it a couple of days back as well. It reminds us of a Leander and Mahesh Bhupathi. Means they are on court, and as Boryada rightly said in the semi-final match, see in a sport like tennis and badminton, their court movement is very important. So especially, and I was present at the Commonwealth Games final, so I could sense that chest bump and that bandana.
Yeah.
So these are things that you want to see from as a fan, as a sheer fan.
What Chirag will do? Chirag will open the bandana and then throw it. He'll open his t-shirt. He's got 6 packs. He'll stand there with his bare-chested body. He'll sort of make us. I love these things because Chirag will do that. And Satvik, he will start dancing because that's what Satvik does after the French Open also. Two very different people, but great athletes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. After your thoughts on this player, as Devashi says, reminds him of another player. Go on.
It reminds me of something which Gopichand had told me many years ago. I think it was around 2008-9 or thereabouts. That Indians had started slowly. They had started making a mark. I mean, there was Saina had emerged, and there were a few other Indian men's players who were in the 20s or 30s or thereabouts, in the top 30, if I remember right. And at that time, he had told me that, okay, no, we have not achieved our goal yet. I mean, we are nowhere close to it, because to become a badminton force in the world, you need to have performance in every segment, in every section, which means singles, men's and women's, doubles, men's and women's, and mixed doubles. For a long time, that did not happen. I mean, we had PV Sindhu, we had Saina Nehwal, the pioneer, and we had Kidambi Shrikant, we had Parupalli Kashyap before him, and we had a few other names, but most of them were in singles. And the doubles thing, it didn't quite materialize. Although India did get its world champ. I mean, after a long gap, after Prakash Padukone, the first world championship medal came from a doubles pair. That was Ashwini and Jwala Gupta. So, despite that, this doubles thing did not really happen for a long time. And now that you have somebody like something thing this pair. Satvik and Chirag, who has really burst onto the world scene and uh, uh, threatening to dominate the world scene and beating top pairs. Coming back from tough situations and winning those close matches. It's
Yeah.
fantastic to see. This overall growth of Indian badminton. Every department. Now you have Gayatri and Trisa doing reasonably well, doing quite well actually in the women's double section. And now that Satvik and Chirag are rated among the best in the world, which goes on to show that some work has been done. As Boria was mentioning about the role of the federation in the boxing movement. I think similarly, the badminton federation also deserves a bit of credit for this, for getting foreign coaches and a number of them. A team of coaches, and
Absolutely.
that's what has led to this overall development, which is reflecting in the emergence of this doubles pair. And at the moment, I would say they are India's best bet in badminton at the moment.
Absolutely.
I think Akshay makes a very good point there. If you see the way Matthias was involved, it was as if Matthias was kind of going into court yesterday from behind, and that's what you want. And come on, Matthias is one of the greatest ever. So you got specialist coaches. You have Arun looking after the girls. You have overall, it's still Matthias, but Arun does the hands-on job. Gopi now trains the two girls in Hyderabad himself. He plays with them. He plays on court with the two girls, Trisa and Gayatri. You have Matthias looking after the doubles team. That is why I keep saying Sindhu and Gopi need to get back. Sindhu doesn't have a coach now. Sindhu's movements are a problem. Sindhu is a great. We cannot let Sindhu get impacted mentally. That's where I think Hemantoda and the federation, Sai, whether it's Sandeep Pradhan or whoever it is, they need to get their act together, come together, and for the sake of Indian badminton, get Sindhu and Gopi together. Give it a shot. Leander and Mahesh, if you remember, came back for the China Open in 2011 and wanted to play London. Different matter that they could not, but they did give a run, made the final of the Australian Open that particular year after coming back. So why not Gopi Sindhu? What are these differences? They can't be irreconcilable differences. There must be ego, but get them together. Get them together for the sake of Indian badminton.
Absolutely. And as we talk about the Olympics, these names are important. They are our Olympic bets. And as we talk about the federation, I would personally love to thank these federations, this shooting, boxing, badminton, for broadcasting these events, because for a fan like me who never actually followed these sports thoroughly, these last few days, last few weeks, I have been glued to my phone, seeing all these matches, boxing, shooting, badminton, and that has been great.
Stars are made. Yesterday, you were with me when Rudra called. He was on his way home, and both of us enjoyed speaking to Rudra. Let's make this point on our show. We had 1.5 years to go for Paris. If one person, without putting pressure on the man, if you want to write the first name for a medal today, along with a Nikhat and a Neeraj, it has to be Rudransh Balasaheb Patil. And once you spoke to him, you would understand why. You and I had watched the final together, the way he came back against China, what he did, and what did he say? It was a packed hall with people screaming. So crowd there, crowd in boxing, crowd in other sports. If you see Satvik and Chirag, people were like, go India, in Switzerland, in Basel. That is phenomenal to see.
Even when Sindhu was playing against the Swiss opponent, then also it was cheering, Jitega India. That's the fun of Indian fans. They are everywhere. You play any match in Iceland also, you will find Indian fans over there. And as we move to another final, WPL, how often do we see 4 finals in one day? There's lots to discuss. But before that, Olympic quota tournament, Sudirman Cup is coming up. Yesterday we had the draw. Buryada, your thoughts before we move on to cricket? India's group: Singapore, Germany, India, and France. India will be relatively.
No. I think India's group is C with Chinese Taipei, India, Malaysia. That is India's group. It's group
Sorry,
C.
Malaysia, Chinese Taipei, India, and Australia. Yeah. Like that.
Correct.
In column
Correct.
A.
So that is India's group, and I think that is the most tricky group, because if you see, there's no China, which is good. But Chinese Taipei has a good men's doubles, Ong and Teo. Chinese Taipei has a good women's singles. Chinese Taipei is a tricky team. Number two, Australia you can still expect to beat, but Malaysia you've lost to Malaysia in the Commonwealth Games final team event 3-1, and beat Axelsen in the All England. You have Cho and Shia, who Satwik and Chirag have not beaten. So Malaysia is a team to beat. Now you will tell me we've beaten them in the Asia Mixed Championship 4-1 just last month. So India, Malaysia and Chinese Taipei, it will be a tripartite contest. Two will go through. Fingers crossed your men's singles, as in HS Pranoy, comes back into form. Your Lakshya Sen comes back into form. Sindhu comes back into form, because your doubles with Triza and Gayatri and Satwik Chirag are pretty well set.
Yeah. I would say where I made the mistake, I read the group like this. The Chinese actually write like that. But another final, WPL final, Devashish, your thoughts, and then I'll come to after for that. Your thoughts on this final, Delhi versus Mumbai. In Mumbai, what do you expect from the final?
Two of the best teams for fighting it out for the title. Means that can't be great for the inaugural edition of our WPL, and you will have a packed house. Means we saw it in the eliminator, and you will see again a packed house at Brevon Stadium today. And the build up to the final has been incredible. Means BCCI has done everything so as to ensure that, obviously it was a hasty tournament. Means somewhat means hardly any time. But then the manner it went on, and now we have the final. I think it's the best thing to have happened, and I'm quite excited because two of the best teams, and both the teams who I have cheered, supported throughout the edition. Obviously, Mumbai Indians have been saying it on us right from the
first day. You have been saying Mumbai Indians.
Yes. And also Delhi Capital. Also, you have someone like a Saurav Ganguly involved now. So I won't be sad if Delhi Capital also to go out to win the title. So win-win situation for me. Whoever wins, at least WPL wins.
And you will get the best out of Trisha Ghoshal, because if it was Gujarat, then a partisan bias Trisha would be on show. Today she will have no bias. Today Mumbai versus Delhi, she will be on song. No Gujarat, no RCB. Means I
still feel she will be supporting Delhi for obvious reasons.
Okay. Akshara, Meg Lanning versus Harmanpreet Kaur once again. Your thoughts on that?
It's as I keep saying, it's not about individual X versus individual Y. It's about 11 individuals against 11 individuals and the support staff and everybody else. But yes, I mean, see, from the first few days of the WPL, it became very evident that Mumbai and Delhi are possibly the better side. It's very fitting that they are meeting in the final. This is while discussing matches in the group stage, when Delhi and Mumbai came across each other, that day we were discussing that, okay, this is the final before the final, and that is exactly how it has happened. And it takes a bit of a consistency and other factors to reach the final of a tournament after playing so many games. It's not easy to maintain that or sustain that consistency and keep delivering day in and day out over a period of time. So these teams have done that. I wouldn't say they are our favorites, because it's a T20 game and it's a game of cricket where there are no favorites in a final. I mean, in certain cases, possibly there are, but in this case, I would refuse to put my money on anybody, and I'm expecting to a very exciting match because, as we have seen, that the interest in the tournament has grown as the tournament went on. Interest in the tournament has grown, and the eliminator has had a decent, very more than decent turnout at the stadium. I'm sure the viewership numbers on TV and on internet have also increased, and I'm one of them, one of the subscribers. And it's going to be a very, very what do I say? I mean, it's a very satisfying outcome. I mean, women's cricket, women's T20 cricket, or women's cricket in general needed this kind of a push, and that has come finally after years of a few years of talk. I mean, some mini tournaments, a mini IPL they used to have, right? Remember, during the IPL, we had three Trailblazers and Supernovas. after that experimental stage, this has come to some kind of a fruition, and it's a very exciting passage of time in the history of women's cricket. And I wish I'm looking forward to an exciting match.
Absolutely. Boyera will end with your thoughts on the IPL. The first WPL final. The first is always the special. Who will be your bet, and what do you expect from the game?
No, I think the tournament has won. Athre was right. I mean, whoever wins, the fans have won. BCCI now knows they have a property which can be monetized. So three things: next year make tickets, next year make home and away, next year allow the fan bases to develop. Why only Mumbai? Let go to Delhi, go to Gujarat, go to UP, go to RCB, Bangalore. So make it home and away, just like the IPL. Plan better, and you will see more and more fans. If in our organization, Trisha and I would follow women's cricket diligently. But now look, Akro, every match he's watching. Devashish, every match he's watching. You yourself, every one of us have gotten involved. Shubhayan. So you can understand that a sport is growing, and that is what you want to see. I mean, today we will get it covered from Mumbai. We have people there to cover it from on ground. Why? Because we also know that it is important for the media to back the tournament. That's the point. That let the tournament grow. The television, broadcast and all of that. Let the BCCI make it home and away. Take care of the fans and make tickets. Even if it is 1 rupee, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, don't give it free. It's a property. Value the property. Don't give it away as charity. So what? Why women will pay? Do you make women the men's cricket match, men's ticket free? Not needed. Now it is a property. Value it.
Yeah.
And the board will realize that it can. And my point is, it will any day beat the World Cup. The WPL is far more valued than the Women's World Cup. Why? Because India wins every night. No South Africa, no Australia, no England. India wins every night, and the BCCI will make money. Corporates will think as a safe investment. Indian women's cricket will grow. So it's a fantastic property.
Absolutely. And we'll end with the predictions. Yes, we'll have the pre-match show, but I want to ask your predictions for the night. Devashish, you first. Mumbai
Indians.
Atroda?
Also, I'll just tell you, because it has a sentiment attached to it. First, you have a Saika Isa, is from Bengal, and you have a Julan Goswami as a mentor. So that's the simple reason that I would root for Mumbai Indians.
After that,
by Devashish's logic, I have Saurav Ganguly as team director for Delhi versus Julan Goswami. So it's no problem for me. Athreya said Delhi, I think.
I said Delhi because I'm in Delhi.
Right.
Okay. Same. And Boyera? I think there has been some problem with his internet, but I think Boyera will be. He won't give his predictions. He will say, whoever wins, India wins. Okay. Okay, so we had a lovely chat. We'll have on-down reportage from the WPL final. We have 4 finals lined up. The 2 boxing finals, 1 badminton final, 1 WPL final, 1 cricket final. So we'll have many things lined up. Thank you, Apto, for joining. Thank you, Devashish, for joining. I think Boyera is facing some issues, so we'll end the show today. And Devashish, we'll see you in office in the afternoon.
Absolutely, we'll see the badminton final together.
Boyera is back. I think he's facing some problem. Well, let's end the show here. It was lovely to chat with you, and we'll be back again tomorrow with the team with RevSportz. Thank you for joining.
Bye. Thanks.